funhouse active. Yeah, king of the palace, rubber like Malcolm. Balled up, fist in the air to the flashlight. Yeah, hands up in the air till they gun me down.
Yo, what's good, Jad?
What's going on, man?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad.
It's good to have you here, bro. This is my spot, man. I want to take you, show you around, and have some lunch.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm out here at the Waldorf Astoria with my boy Jad. This is one of your top spots, hey?
Yep, it is.
Let's talk about your story first. Let's dive into kind of where you're from, how you kind of went down the path that you did today, how you ended up in Los Angeles, and I guess ultimately what you're doing right now.
I moved to LA when I was 18, so about 13 years ago. I came here alone from Lebanon, Beirut, Lebanon. I grew up out there. My family still lives out there. Went to school, USC. In Los Angeles, studied project engineering, and I came from like a humble family, just mid-class to lower class. I got my green card and went from there, man. I've been here for 13 years, hoping I spend more time here and continue to build.
How did you go through those, probably I imagine, like struggles and challenges, being here without your family and everything and trying to build that life and career for yourself from such a young age?
So it was kind of crazy coming. I remember my dad sent me to the US with like just $3K. My English wasn't amazing. Basically went from like living with my parents to a completely new country, completely new environment, place, city, culture, thrown out here with nobody to help me. So it was kind of tough in the beginning, to be honest with you, and it was really, really hard. A year and a half in, I became very familiar with everything. From there, I just continued to like meet people, make connections, network. Everything that you can think of, I did just to survive. Went through school, got done with that, and then started working as an engineer, and then went into e-commerce and dropshipping.
For engineering, pretty challenging degree, obviously, and sounds like you came out and you got a pretty decent job downtown Los Angeles. So what happened in there? Like, what really motivated you to take that leap of faith, like off on your own and kind of move away from the direction of schooling and that nice engineering degree and job that you had?
I knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. It's just I didn't know how. I never really thought I would want to work for anybody. And when I started working for someone, I remember I had an internship at LAX. It was so bad because I didn't like being told what to do. I didn't want to live my life where I have to ask permission to take a vacation. And I was like, yeah, this is not for me. And I just needed to figure something out. So I started going into Ecom. I just went into that and started slowly learning the business, building it and scaling it.
Obviously, we're out here right now. You're living a pretty solid life in Los Angeles, coming to places like this. You've worked really hard. Like, you've made a solid amount of money. You've built businesses. What's keeping you hungry? What's keeping you driven nowadays?
Really, it's just like the next challenge. It's what's next, like a couple $1 million in sales 1 month, and it's like, okay, I want 3 now, like 4, like what's next? So we're always towards that next hurdle. I think Ecom is what I want to do for the rest of my life. It's really continuously building new things that could help my community, can help others, and scale and provide value. So
on an unrelated note to e-commerce specifically, obviously people who already live in LA, they're from LA or, other places in the United States, North America, just no doubt they do have it easier than people, moving here as an immigrant from a developing nation. For people like that who are coming from around the world to try to, build their dream life like you from the age of 18 years old, what advice can you give people like that, right?
It kind of gave me a massive advantage over anyone else in my shoes that was trying to build a business, was the fact that I had a unmatched level of gratitude, which was provided to me by living in a poor country, in a third world country. Like in Lebanon, you get electricity like 1 to 2 hours a day. So it's really hard. So just being blessed by having these things available to us is something that gives me so much motivation, gratitude, and keeps me going on a daily basis. Like, I want people to realize, and the people that live here don't really know or realize. And I think that's what has driven me to get to this point.
On the flip side of things too, a lot of people who've grown up here, what do you think they should be focusing on? Is there any advice or tips you can give people who already have it?
So in order to do that, you want purpose. As long as you find that purpose, whatever it is, whether it's buying your mom a house. That's what you really want to focus on and truly realize what that is and let it be the driving factor. So finding a purpose is what's gonna always keep you going. And once that purpose changes, just kind of regroup and find a new purpose and go after that. You won't get anywhere without pressure. Like, you need pressure in order to really start getting places. Everyone's purpose is different. Everyone's why is different. Once you find that why, that's all you need.
All right, bro, so after all this, if you could go back and start it all over again, would you do exactly what you've done since coming here down to LA?
If I lose everything today, I would just literally do the same thing over again, find a product, build a store, start from scratch, and build my own brand and continue to build brands. So that's really the way to make money nowadays, especially with e-commerce.
Are there any specific skill sets that maybe you have built yourself within e-commerce, really hone in on and get good at, so that they're going to be set up no matter what, even if they lose everything, they'll be able to get right back on it and start making more money?
Copywriting and media buying. That's something I recommend always, is focusing on copywriting, media buying, and nowadays creative. You want to know how to shoot creative, how to produce content all the time for your products.
And yeah, sometimes I talk about the importance of finding a mentor or someone who's walked the path that you want to go down. And for me, you're one of those people that I look up to, for sure. But for you, starting out, building these skill sets, coming into e-commerce, did you look up to anyone or have any friends that kind of showed you the path, like sent you down that direction? Or
back when I started, Ecom wasn't as big. It was hard for me, but I did look up to people like Ezra Firestone. I recommend anyone who's watching, getting started, or even if you're looking to take your store and your brand to the next level, definitely find someone you relate to, find someone who's done it before and who's currently doing it, and either reach out to them or join their program, or at least join something that they're doing to be at proximity of them, so you can ask questions and find solutions to the problems quicker than by doing it on your own.
And this is something that I want to ask you for myself, but also for everybody watching. How do you maintain a solid work-life balance? Obviously, you work really hard with e-commerce and your businesses and what you do. How do you go about managing all of that and making sure everything's good on the personal side of things as well?
Yeah, that's a good question. When I first started my e-com journey, I worked like hell, man. I worked all the time, and I remember my business partner at the time would tell me, hey, take a day off, because you're gonna burn out. And I would be like, no, like, I really love this. While I did really love e-com, I still do. I think it's very important to really take a day off, one day off a week. I think that's essential. And even if you're super passionate about what you do, you're gonna burn out. You will burn out. So it's very important to always schedule your day, schedule and stick to that schedule.
Now straight up, how much money have you made today, this week, this month? What's it looking like? Ballpark figures, revenue, profit. I want everyone to understand, what's truly possible. With a few years of putting your head down, hard work, obviously, it's been, a lot to get to where you are today.
I have multiple businesses, so my Stripe today is at 20K this month so far. Brands are generating about 500K a month right now.
500K
between all the brands. On an average day, I'll make between 3 to 10K. I also work a lot with IG stuff, like recovering accounts, stuff like that. So that alone sometimes will come out to about 30, 40K a month.
Over $1 million a month. That's a huge financial goal of mine in the next couple of years, to be able to smash through $1 million a month. I just feel like that once you're at that point, it's pretty crazy what you can do from there.
Oh, absolutely.
What was that like, man? Just hitting $1 million in a month with your businesses. Like, how did that feel?
Man, I remember that day. I was in Facebook groups for Ecom. And I remember someone posted a screenshot of them doing $1 million a month. I would screenshot it from Shopify dashboard and put it on my wallpaper on my phone. And I had it on there, and a couple months later, I smashed through it. It's crazy because like $1 million a month became such a normal thing for me, you know, and I just stopped paying attention for it. And then it was crazy because you hit the 1 million a month and then you're like, oh, it's such a beautiful feeling. It's amazing. It really shows you what Ecom can do for you, and it really could change your life. You know?
Crazy $1 million months aside, just to transition. Some of the students in my program, I hooked them up with your Discord. They absolutely love it. There's a lot that you can get in there, gain in terms of value, knowledge, expertise. You guys are always dropping fire. So we're gonna have the link down below for your Discord, for everything. Just, you know, share that with my audience as well. Absolutely. And make sure that they're able to tap into those resources from you.
If you're getting started, or if you're in the game already and you have a brand you want to scale up, check out the Discord. I answer all the questions personally. It's a community that I started in February that I want to grow because I want to put the right information out there for people that are getting into Ecom or already started, and for them to check out. Great place to meet other like-minded individuals in the same space.
How do you feel that your success, has that fulfilled you as a person, your life's purpose? Has it all been worth it?
It's absolutely been worth it. Like I mentioned, it's not really about the money. Obviously, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not complaining, but it comes as an add-on. So does the life and the luxury and the freedom and the traveling, the cars. That's all amazing. But it's really waking up with a purpose every day, and being able to even have a staff and a team to like help and feed their families and provide jobs and all that, and build communities just like the Discord, man. It's very cool to really have people out there that you can connect with all over the world and talk to, and knowing that I was able to make that happen given my experience and what I went through, it was just amazing, bro, and I want to do more of that.
That's it, man. That's it. Thank you so much for having me out here. This trip's been blessed.
Man, it's a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for coming down, bro.
Thanks, bro.
We'll do many
Appreciate
more.
you.
Yes, sir.